Welcome again to Beer in Canada. I'm Chris Talbot.
I'm Sean Talbot.
And I'm Raul Chan. And today's beer is very colorful.
It is. It's got the Grateful Dead T-shirt kind of look to it. Now this is the Hoptical Illusion from Flying Monkeys, which used to be Robert Simpson Craft Brewery, and they changed their name. Now I've had this before. And I think Sean said he's had this before,
yes, I have.
But have you ever had the Almost Pale Ale?
I have not had the Almost Pale Ale.
Okay, now how about I read this time, just for a change of pace. So Flying Monkeys Craft Breweries, Hoptical Illusion, Almost Pale Ale, with a big question mark afterwards. Well, yeah, almost. Illusions twist the expected and the unusual, so almost as good as we can get. Come to think of it, twisted and unexpected are good words too. Presto, chango, nothing up our sleeves, this potion of hops, malt, water, yeast has conjured a life of its own, which tells me absolutely nothing about the beer.
I was going to say, what scares me, and this goes for websites, beer, things, when they talk about everything else except for the product, I kind of hold back. So I'm terrified because they really said, they had a good copy editor, he was a good writer.
Yeah, great copywriter you're going on, but great marketing on the back for the brewery. The beer, not so much. Now, I've had this before. I already know what to expect. I'm going to tell you what I thought I was expecting the first time I had this. Because of the name Hoptical Illusion, I was expecting to see hallucinations because of the amount of hops stuffed into this beer. Sean?
I thought it would be very strong when I had it before I had it the first time. It was not quite what I expected. I expected extremely strong.
Hold on. Okay, you expected it extremely. Sorry, okay. I thought you were going to give me your impressions.
No.
Let's wait until we actually get this. We don't want to influence Raul, which we've probably already influenced him enough by the expectations. Well, what do you think you're going to get out of this?
Well, again, like, just reading that, I'd be afraid because I was like, oh my gosh, don't tell me they just put something together and they decided to make some fancy label, give it a name, try to appeal to a certain audience. But I don't know, Hoptical Illusion, I would assume.
You'd almost think brought to you by Stella.
Hoptical Illusion, I would think very hoppy. And even actually looking at the color, without analyzing, it seems very hop heavy, if that's the term. Hoppy. But Flying Monkey, I know beers and I know brewmasters like to play with their names. And so, Flying Monkey, sure, whatever. Like, you can't really go by the name, but the description, when they say it's a Hoptical Illusion and they're making jokes, so I don't know. Maybe this was something they just decided, hey, let's see what happens and let's try to make it.
I don't know what came out, but now that we have our beer for it, so let's take a quick look. And it's a good amber color, caramelly looking. My English is so great, and I'm the writer. caramel, amber. You know, it's a good amount of carbonation. We got a decent little head here. What do you guys think?
Light on the carbonation, which means it seems a bit heavier. But this says it's supposed to be. This is a pale ale, they call it.
It's an almost pale ale. I will explain why after you've had it.
Yes, because a pale ale I expect to be lighter. But I guess it's almost pale ale, not quite. Very hoppy.
To be fair, pale ale does not necessarily talk about the color. Pale ales can be dark amber.
True. My experience. That's what, okay.
A lot of IPAs are like that.
Yes.
So take a sniff.
You can smell them all. There's your caramel. Sweet. There's your sweetness.
It has a nice aroma to it, I find.
Yeah, it's very
pleasing.
I find a kind of a balanced mix between some nice rich malts and some hop aroma as well. Now, what's the ABV on this? 5%. Okay, so this is kind of a standard in terms of the ABV levels.
It smells sweet. I'm actually very looking forward to drinking this. I am looking forward.
All right, so let's give it a sip. Let's give it a sample.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Caramel is not a superlative. Strong. Hits you in the mouth.
There is a strong taste to it.
It's got that, what do we call it? That when it dries your mouth, the
Raul, since you haven't had the beer before, why don't you start with your thoughts?
Okay. Very strong. It's got the hops. It's got some kind of sweetness. This is a no-nonsense beer. This hits you in the face. I don't know if it's a Hoptical illusion. It's got a lot of like bright tones to it. And when I say bright tones, it's sharp. You drink it, you know it's in your mouth. There's something there, and whenever you swallow, it takes a while to leave, kind of like a bad guest. But
did you hear that, flying monkeys?
Flying monkeys are a bad guest.
They were sent by the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes. So I find it very heavy.
Okay.
So, and almost pale, as I was saying. Like I expect my pales to be light. Maybe I'm thinking I'm so commercialized.
Maybe are you talking color, or are you just talking also in flavors?
Flavor and taste. Yes.
Okay. I can vary a bit based on the styles, of course.
Yes.
And what type of pale ale it is.
True. So it's okay for me. Very hoppy. Too powerful for me.
Did you buy it though?
That's quite interesting.
Well, after.
Sean?
I like the aroma a lot more than the flavor. The flavor does leave a little bit of an aftertaste, which is not my style, but it isn't too bad of a beer to drink once in a while.
Okay.
I would not want it very often. More as like a special treat.
But is it a treat?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Reason why is it is strong, as Ross said. It's a little bit too strong for what I'm used to. But again, I drink mostly beers that are a lot weaker than this or have different flavorings. For instance, if I drink a wheat beer, that's what I like. This is a little bit too strong to drink on a regular basis, but once in a while, as something different, it's not bad.
Okay. I'm going to give you my thoughts. No, it's not that, but I'm going to give you my thoughts because I actually have very strong opinions about this beer. And I'm not going to say it's a bad beer. It's just not what I expect from the name Hoptical Illusion. And this is what I went through the first time I had it, and I was extraordinarily disappointed with this beer. Now that I know a little bit better about what it is, because I thought it would be a hop bomb. It is not. The reason it's called an almost pale ale is because it has fewer hops than it should to be a pale ale. But you can get, like this is within, it has 18 IBU. There are wheat beers that have 18 IBU. IBU is International Bitterness Units. This is well below where it should be as a pale ale, which is why it's almost
interesting
pale.
Because reading about beer tasting, it should be done blind. We're taken away by the bottle and by the marketing.
Would this become a regular beer for you?
No, I wouldn't buy it. I would recommend. Let's take that back. I would buy it once in a while just to change things up.
Okay.
As a regular beer, or if someone said you're stuck in an island, you can only take X amount of cases, this would not be one of them.
I definitely agree with that. It's not one beer that I would drink on a regular basis. Once in a while, fine. Would I recommend it to someone for trying? Yes. As a regular beer, never.
Okay. I do buy this once in a while. I can say that. I've bought a few 6-packs of this. It's not a beer I buy too frequently. I have other go-to beers that I prefer. And this will probably be what I won't buy again for a while. Well, thanks again for tuning in to Beer in Canada. And catch us next time. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Empty glasses, that's up.
I had to finish something.